Welcome to Drug Calcs Made Easy. My name is Andrew Woodard. I'll be your host for this adventure. Today we're going to be talking about the simple formula. Title's almost even a misnomer since all the formulas are simple, right? Nothing to it. Alright, so let's look at our problem today. You are asked to give 5 milligrams of Versed to a patient. You have 10 milligrams and 2 milliliters. How many milliliters do you give? Well, naturally and as usual, the first thing we have to do is find out what is this problem asking me. Alright, nothing else matters if you don't even know what it's asking you for. So let's look at this. How many milliliters do you give? Pretty straightforward. Alright. Now let's go ahead and check our problem. And check all the numbers that they give us to make sure that we're all in the same units and there's no conversions necessary. Alright, so it wants to know milliliters. So milligrams, milliliters, milligrams. We're good to go. We're covered. Alright, let's talk about this formula. They call it the simple formula because there's not a lot to it. And it's simply the volume on hand times the dose you ordered over the amount on hand. Alright, and again, these two work with each other. Alright, so let's plug some numbers into our formula and see how that works. Our volume on hand is going to be 2 milliliters, right? So we'll take 2 milliliters, multiply that by our prescription, which is 5 milligrams, right? Yes. And then what's our amount? Well, our amount on hand is right here. It tells us 10 milligrams. Multiply across. 2 times 5 is 10 over 10, which equals 1 milliliter. Now I know you're saying, hey, I could have told you that. You just spent 2 minutes figuring out this problem, and I could have told you it was 1. Of course you could, because this is simple. Alright? But, what if I told you that you were ordered to give 27 milligrams, okay? Your volume is 700 milliliters, and you are carrying 2,173 milligrams of medication in that medication vial. And you're saying, what on earth? You have lost your mind. There is no such thing. Of course there's no such thing. But it doesn't matter, because this is just math. It's just numbers. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. The procedure's still the same, okay? So we're going to set this up just like we did the one before. Alright, the first thing we need is that volume, right? The volume on hand, which is going to be 700. Multiplied by our prescription, which is given right there, doctor's orders. 27 milligrams, right? Put that over the amount of drug on hand, it's 2173. And we will multiply across. And that gives us, let me scoot this over a wee bit, and that gives us 18,900 over 2,173. Through the magic of cinema, I'm just going to tell you that the solution is rounded to 8.7 milliliters. Actually, that I calculated beforehand. No sense in you watching me work a calculator. There's nothing exciting about that. Got to circle your problems, because when you're done, you can put some eyes and a little H's and nose and put a mouth. And he's a happy drug calculation, right? Because he's happy because this is fun. And it's fun because it's simple. But you've got to practice. Feel free to email me if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Again, thank you for joining me on this fabulous adventure through medication land.